What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in this video, we're back with another Super Boss team video. We did upload the one last night, of course, with my first initial team. And now that we've had a bit of time to digest the information about how this boss is going to be working, yeah, we made a couple of different errors that we could have definitely made the team more optimal, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Now, I mentioned in the video last night that I had the issue where, because of the pain debuff that was occurring, when you were inflicted with the pain debuff and then you use the Ace special, which cuts your health, I wasn't getting the HP guard from the Rock's Captain effect to negate the pain debuff. So what was occurring was, because I was despaired, it wasn't activating the Captain ability to give me the HP guard, and of course we can get around that despair with the Law Captain effect. Completely overlooked the fact that Law's Captain ability removes 10 turns of despair, so he is perfect for this. Definitely feels like this whole Super Boss Kizuna is built around Rock's Pirates, Roger Rayleigh Gaban, and Blackbeard versus Law. Like, if you have those three characters, it definitely feels like it's going to be a very easy Super Boss for you this time around. Now, of course, I don't have these characters completely maxed out, and I think that if you do have them maxed out, it's going to make a massive difference, especially Roger Rayleigh Gaban with that Super Tandem. If you have your own Roger Rayleigh Gaban level 5, getting that 3x Super Tandem buff is absolutely monumental. At level 1, it is only a 1.75 times attack boost, which is still okay, and it does still enable you to trigger the Super Tandem boost of the Rocks Pirates. I'm pretty sure that it doesn't trigger both Rocks Pirates Super Tandem boosts. I believe it's just one. If it does trigger both, that's absolutely insane, so I'm pretty sure it only triggers one. And then, of course, you do get the Rush from Law as well. So the way that Law's Rush works is that you can use him as the first tap or the final tap. If you use it as the final tap, only Law himself gets the buff, but if you use it as the first tap, he gives a buff to striker characters. And it's such a shame that that is the Rush, because it means that Blackbeard kind of gets kind of shafted a little bit, because obviously Blackbeard wants to use powerhouse characters and Law is for strikers, so yeah, a bit of a weird one there. But of course, abusing the effects of Rocks Pirates and Law so that you can get Rocks Pirates to launch multiple times per quest, or even using Law multiple times per quest, depending on how you want your team comp to go, makes a massive difference. And Law is kind of like the main reason why a lot of these teams kind of gel together. Like, obviously I'm not going to say that he's on the same levels of Zoro and Sanji, but it's the same way how Zoro and Sanji are like the glue for a lot of teams to work effectively. And for strikers right now, it definitely feels like Law is that type of unit that just enables crazy things to happen, and he just adds a lot of additional damage to the team. Shout out to the Exchange Ace as well, a character which on paper is extremely good, but he's never really had time to shine because strikers and shooters have never been amazing Super Boss teams. Luckily this time around, because the strikers are so strong with Rocks, Roger Rayleigh Gaban, and Law, that Ace actually gets a time to shine. And also the fact that with Roger Rayleigh Gaban, Ace is one of the characters that is like a part of his Super Tandem chain, a part of the EX Super effects and requirements, which the team just works really well together. We do have the Beppo in the bottom right hand corner of the team here. Of course, he doesn't really help you once you get to stage 2 onwards, but being able to use him on stage 1 with his triple special launch to add a lot of final tap bonus damage to ensure that Law gets his abilities to activate, but also allows you to get even more damage when Ace performs his final tap. So I'll leave you guys with the rest of this clip, and we'll pick things up with the secondary team. Moving on to our secondary team is going to be against the PSY variation, and this is the one where they really want you to use Roger Rayleigh Gaban as one captain, and your other captain being Rock's Pirates. Mainly due to the fact that when you reach the final stage, the enemy has damage threshold and rainbow shield, so pretty annoying defensive effects, and there's a lot of ways you can get around them, but the issue is that if you remove those defensive effects, the enemy does like really bad stuff. So it's just the way that they kind of design this fight is they want you to have Rox and Roger Rayleigh Gaban as both of your captains, so that you can activate their captain ability effects, which just set threshold and rainbow shield to 0, and you just don't have to worry about it. Another reason why Roger Rayleigh Gaban very good for this content is, I guess, number 1, he's an int character against a PSY boss, that obviously helps, but number 2 is that his EX super is phenomenal for stage 2, being able to get rid of that 1 turn of damage limit and 1 turn of orb damage reduction, actually super clutch that he has the ability to do that. And then of course when you activate the special ability of Roger Rayleigh Gaban, giving you enhanced color affinity boost, the advantageous class effect, which of course you were running a full team of strikers, which we're going to get massive benefits of, and if you end up running characters that are non-striker, you can change them into striker or slasher, whatever it is, via the EX super or whatever. So it's just kind of interesting that they have the capabilities of doing that. Now as for the rest of this team here, we are running Ace and Yamato. Now Ace and Yamato are a bit of a weird unit on this team, but they do have the switch ability to give us the pretty decent chain boundary, and with the support of the Mr. 3 giving 2 turns of cooldown when we reach the final stage, kind of gets around the special reverse stuff, because we can use their stage 2 special to give 2 turns of cooldown to the crew, and it also gives us a very solid attack boost. It also gets the ignited conditional boost, so this team doesn't use exchange ace to get double stacking conditional boosts or anything like that, mainly just due to the fact that that special reverse is kind of frustrating. Technically you could take out the Kid on this team, put someone that deals with the reverse, and still use exchange ace, but I do feel like this makes a little bit more sense, because by using Ace and Yamato, you get access to that chain boundary, which you wouldn't actually get access to otherwise. So I do feel like, even though it's a little like odd to use this character on the team, I do think that it still makes a bit of sense because of the chain boundary, the solid attack boost, and you do still get a conditional boost out of it as well. So I don't feel like it's a really terrible choice, and also the fact that this character in their dual form is a striker, so it just works well with the rest of the team. We get to use Rock special multiple times, so we're going to get their massive 4.5 times orb boost. We're going to be able to use another special to get the set target status, and of course Roger Rayleigh Gaban with the advantageous class effect, color affinity boost, all that good stuff. Now I did mention Kid. We are using this super tandem Kid. He's an int character, so he's going to have type advantage, but also Kid has a really interesting effect when you use his special, where you get tap timing chain buff for your striker and driven characters. We have a full team of strikers, so that works out amazingly. So we're going to have a great attack boost, we're going to have orb boost, color affinity boost, advantageous class effect, we're going to have set target status, we're going to have a super tandem with Roger Rayleigh Gaban as well. We still have the rush with the law. Of course, the only real detriment here is that we don't have a necessary final tap Sugo special. Technically, you could have your final tap be Ace and Yamato. It is less optimal to do that, so unfortunately we don't really have a character that can fully abuse that final tap for this squad. So ideally what you'd do is you would finish last with Kid, you'd go with the Rush of Law first, and then you go with Ace Yamato, you'd go the 2 Rocks Pirates, then you would go into the Roger Rayleigh Gaban, which triggers that super tandem, and if you do have higher investments into your Roger Rayleigh Gaban, that's going to be massive for your squad. And I do believe when you activate the super tandem boost of the Rocks Pirates, that will still give additional buffs to not only the Roger, but I think it will also give buffs to the Kid, because he is a Paramecia type character, so that actually works out quite well. We'll see how things go. These are the teams that I'll be using for now. Once we get to that time where I can actually hit with all 6 characters, I'll probably re-upload this video just to give you guys a bit of a rundown in terms of the damage that this team is capable of doing, and if we see any more teams that are going to be a little bit more optimal, then of course I want to try and showcase them for you guys as well. But that is pretty much going to wrap it up from me. Thank you so much for watching the video. Really hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
的を見失う。ロックのバカはきっと目的を見失う。クローム悪魔の身狩りで全員デタラメな力をつけてやる。